if you want to promote your classes or events online, this is for you. Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Sol Calderon from BellyDance Studio, and today I'm going to share with you a lot of value. This is kind of a marketing for dancers. If you want to promote your classes or events online, this is for you. So grab a notebook, a pen, and let's get started. Today I'm going to share with you 5 tips to create successful organic social media posts for your dance classes, workshops, or any kind of events. So just to give you an idea why I feel comfortable talking about this, I'm a graphic designer, and as soon as I finished college, I started working for an advertising agency for 2 years. After that, I started my own business, and I owned an advertising agency for more than 10 years. So after that, I closed my business to move to the States in 2015. And I think it was in 2020 when I realized that what I knew, it wasn't enough, because my business was focused on traditional or print advertising. And with all the digital changes and social media, I knew that I needed to update myself. And since then, I've been studying different courses, programs for e-marketing. So that's why I feel like I need to share this with you, because I've seen a lot of posts out there that the teachers are very good. Some of them, I know them, but I can tell that the information that they are providing is not enough for them to bring new students or promote their events. So tip number 1, your posts have to answer these questions: what, when, where, and who. What I mean by this is like, what are you promoting? It's a class, it's a workshop, it's a special event, a flow. Where? Place, it has to be very specific, the place where, or the venue, the town, and even the country. I have seen so many very interesting posts, and sometimes I think that I can attend those events, and once I see the phone number, I can tell that they are not in my area. And just because I'm into the marketing, I'm very curious about knowing where they are, and sometimes I Google the code. Sometimes I cannot even find out where they are located. So this is a big issue, because when you are trying to reach everybody, you're reaching no one. So when you are very general in your advertising, because you're trying to get the attention of everybody, you're getting no one's attention. So you have to be very specific who your posts are directed to. So let's say that you are promoting a level 1 class, level 1 students class. So you have to be very clear. This is a class for beginners, right? And it's the address is blah blah blah. You're gonna mention this information all the way down, but you have to say it's gonna be in this place, this city, and this country, right? Otherwise, there are so many information out there on social media that if they or your audience doesn't have enough information to retain their attention, they are gonna keep scrolling down. So make sure that you mention that, because I'm sure that if you're a dancer, you have friends all over the world, and if you're promoting specifically an in-person class, You don't want to get the attention of people that is in another country. You want to be very specific and bring the attention of people who might be interested on attending your classes, and they are available or they are very close enough to travel to your class. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, tag everyone involved. Let's say that you are a solo and you are teaching this class in a gym, in a dance studio that you're renting for specifically for your classes. You have to mention, or it will be very, very smart to mention the dance studio you are renting. Why? Because that way you're gonna bring more attention and you're gonna spread the word quicker and easier. So this information is very useful even if you are promoting an online class. Same thing with the tip number one. What are you promoting? Where is gonna be taught this class? Or where are you going to upload this class? Where are you going to do it? Probably it's gonna be Zoom, your private Facebook group. So you have to be very specific where they can find you. And also, I was talking about tagging people involved. If you are going to collaborate with another dancer, always tag her. No matter how many times you post that event, always tag her. Always, always, always. For you can be a little repetitive, and for you, in your brain, you're gonna think this is too much. It's never too much. Always tag people involved. Number three, post every day at different times. Someone told me, I think it's too much. I think people are gonna get bored of my posts. Let me tell you something. We are solopreneurs. That means that we are smaller than an entrepreneur. So we are so small that probably you have a couple of thousand of followers and they are not connected on social media at the same time. So if you post today at 8 a.m., this is your audience, these are your followers. Just a very small part of them are going to see your post. Next day, you're gonna post it at a different time. So now another part of your audience is going to watch or see your post, and so on. So make sure that you do it every day. For example, you have a workshop coming on next month, so you want to promote it 3 or 4 weeks in advance and post every day. Okay, maybe you're thinking, isn't it too much? That's why you have on Instagram posts, reels, and stories. So you can play around with these methods or with these ways of spreading out your advertising. And you can always do, for example, if today you did a post, tomorrow you can promote a reel. And probably the day after tomorrow, you post a story about it with different images, different videos, but the content has to be always there, the basic information that I just mentioned in the tip number one. You always want to make sure that you are mentioning where, when, what, and who. Okay? Always be very specific who's teaching that class or that workshop. Sometimes it's not obvious that it's you. Sometimes you can have a special guest. Sometimes you are collaborating with someone else, and you always want to mention that. So according to a research made by Harvard University, 99% of the information is in your brain, but you are just sharing a very small percent of that. For example, they did this test with a song, a very popular song, and they asked a person to tap the song like this, and the receiver had to guess what that song was. So they were talking about a very popular songs, And the person who was sending the message, in this case the song, was pretty sure that the receiver would guess the song because it was a very popular song. But just by tapping, the receiver wasn't able to guess the song. So in the brain of the person who was sending the message, it was very obvious and very clear. But for the receiver, it was mission impossible. So in this case, you have to make sure that you are always asking yourself these questions before clicking post. Make sure that it's very clear all the information that you want to share with your audience. Okay? So, number 4, add a CTA. CTA means call to action. You need to tell your audience what to do with your post or your information. So you want to make sure that you're sending your audience to a specific link where they can subscribe or register to your classes. Do not ask them to email you. As I mentioned before, there is a lot of information out there, and people are busy and they get distracted easily with all the information on social media. So you are competing with a lot of other posts out there, and you want to be very clear. If you ask them to email you, I see that very often. Email me for more details. People don't have time for that. You want to be very specific, listing all the important information that your audience needs to know in order to get engaged or interested in your classes or workshops. If you don't have a website, you can always add a link of a Google form or even a QR code with PayPal or Cash App or whatever you want to use, so they can register immediately. But so if you are promoting a class or a workshop, make sure that you create this link where you can follow up. Otherwise, you can always say, if you're interested on taking this workshop, comment the name of the workshop, or you can always play around with fun words or emojis to engage the audience and start messaging with them. You can always say, if you want to participate in this class, ping me, or something like that, that you can start the communication with that person. If it's an online event, always post the link where they can join your Facebook group or whatever you are going to send them to, so you can follow up. Otherwise, you are promoting your class without having results. So make sure that you follow up with that. Otherwise, you won't know who is interested in your class, and if they don't know how to register to your class or event, they won't do it. They are going to keep scrolling down and they are going to forget about it. So make sure that you always send them to a call to action. And number 5, this is specifically for in-person classes. Post in the Facebook local groups. Test it out and check which ones work and which ones don't work. Not all the Facebook groups, local Facebook groups, are going to work in the same way. So you just need to test it out and see which ones work. Probably it's going to be 1, 2, or probably 3, where you're going to keep posting to attract people to your local class. But make sure that the local groups are local. And also make sure that your audience is in those local Facebook groups. For example, if it's a women group, it doesn't matter if they are single or they are married, but there are a lot of groups directed specifically for women. And you say, okay, I'm going to join that group. Probably you won't be able to join as a fan page, but you can join with your personal Facebook profile, and then you start sharing the information about your class. And don't get disappointed if your first posts don't have any response, it's gonna take a couple of days or posts to start creating that engagement. I'm telling you because that has worked for me before. The first posts used to have probably 1 like, 2 likes, 5 likes tops, and lately, since they already recognize me, some of my posts have like more than 100 likes and hearts and 50 comments, 70 comments. So all these tips are for advertising your classes or events organically. This means for free, so you're not paying for ads. So make sure that you do that and be consistent. This is very important. If you are not consistent because you just post once and you didn't see results, and you say, this doesn't work, and you just forget about it, obviously it won't work. What you need to do is to stay focused, be consistent, post every day at different times of the day in different groups, post on reels, stories, and post, add variety. You can always post the same information, but tweak a little bit the title, tweak a little bit the outcome, and you are going to get the attention of your audience. So, summarizing, don't make posts with the purpose of creating suspense or curiosity. We are very small businesses, probably we are just the solos, and we don't have that popularity like Coca-Cola or those big brands to create suspense. Suspense is when you say coming soon. Who cares? No one cares. So you have to be very specific what you are going to offer soon, so you can bring the attention, you can get their attention, and they are gonna be waiting for a workshop. They are gonna be waiting for a class. But again, we are not too big to create suspense. The big companies use this strategy. For example, new flavor coming soon from Coca-Cola, and everybody starts talking about it, like, oh, we already have this flavor. Even if they are doing posting negative comments or whatever, they are creating engagement. But we are not in that position, so we have to be very clear. If you are going to release a new class next month, start promoting it in advance and be very clear who that class is created for teenagers, for women under 60. Be very specific, and that is going to help you to bring the audience that you want to bring to your class or event. Also, don't forget to always add the CTA, especially when you are promoting a class or a workshop. The call to action is very important. Don't send them to email you, because they are not going to email you. Okay? Be consistent, and remember that one single post won't create the outcome that you want. So hope this information helps you to bring more people to your classes or events. Please give me a like and subscribe to my channel so you can receive notifications of the coming videos. Also, if you're interested on learning ATS, American Trial Style, you can find on YouTube the playlist called ATS Vocabulary. So I'm uploading a video with a different step every week, every Friday. Check it out and see you soon.